Welcome Sagittarius to the Crystal Vein Tarot. My name is Heather. Thank you so much for joining me today. So Sagittarius, this reading is for the month of July. It is a general reading, which means that the messages are not going to resonate for everyone. So be sure to check out your moon and rising sign readings as well. I do read the cards with their traditional meanings, but I also read them intuitively. And let's see. So I'm going to be pulling a card. This is a message from your higher self. You have the Knight of Gabriel. And this is a message from your spirit guides, which is the Nine of Earth. I will now pull 2 rows of cards. This first row is for the first half of July. The second row is for the second half of July. And I will pull clarifiers as we get going. So you have the High Priestess. You have the Knight of Pentacles. You have the King of Wands. And in the last half you have the Star. You have the World. And you have the Ten of Pentacles. This is probably the best reading or best cards that I've pulled all week here, Sagittarius. You have some very nice cards here. Okay, so I'm just going to look at these a little bit. You have a lot of optimism and hope in the month of July. Now, your higher self, the messages from your higher self is the Knight of Gabriel. So this is about you making sure that you're tapping into your confidence, your enthusiasm, that you're boldly going forward and with whatever it is that you want to achieve, whatever your goals are, because you're very charismatic in the month of July. So this is telling you that it's time to take action. If you have been sitting and waiting for a sign, or you've just been feeling like you weren't quite ready to do something, whether or not it's in the area of your relationships, so romantic relationships, personal relationships like with family members or friends or even coworkers or colleagues, taking action with something at work. This is or even could it even be like health and diet or even your spirituality, but this is the month for you to be taking action. So if you haven't felt ready before, even if you still don't feel ready, this is still the time for you to take action, because you just instinctively know what to do. You just have that energy in this month, so take advantage of it. Sagittarius, this is what your higher self is telling you. You have the High Priestess. You're very intuitive, and with this Knight of Pentacles you have the patience, you have the hard work, you have the stamina that is needed for you to put in the effort and the energy to do whatever it is that you're trying to manifest here. But then you also have the King of Wands, and this is the master of charm, master of charisma. This is you really making, especially in this first 2 weeks of July, you're making very bold, ambitious plans, and you're letting your intuition guide you, but you also have the fortitude to see it through, whatever it is that you're planning here. So really beautiful energy for you, Sagittarius. The messages from your spirit guides is the Nine of Earth. So this is really about you taking time to smell the roses, taking time to enjoy life's little luxuries. If you need to, if you're finding that with all this that's going on here in July, because there is a lot going on in July, make sure that you're taking some time, some quiet time by yourself, just to kind of regroup and you know, reconnect with that intuition and again, and refocus your energy. It's like that recharging of your batteries. So when you do feel like you're feeling like a little bit run down, just make sure you're taking some quiet time alone. And this is really about you being successful, this Nine of Earth, and everything that it is that you're trying to do, especially things that are things like self-employment, or if you have some kind of a side hustle or some kind of hobby that you know that you have, or some special skill that you have, and it's not necessarily your career. But if you wanted to use that to make extra income, for example, or even just to connect with other people by being a mentor and teaching them a new skill or ability, you have you're able to do that this month. So trust in yourself with that. And I do feel like you are, because with the Star here, you have a lot of hope and optimism. You really you're able to see this month what you can achieve. You can kind of see that big picture, that long-term picture. It's like that veil has opened up for you this month, Sagittarius, and you're able to get that sneak peek of the possibilities of what you can create for your future here. Because with the World here, You are ready for that new adventure. You're ready for that new step, that new, because with the World, you've completed something. You have finished something. So for some of you, you might have been finished some training, some education. For others of you, you just might have wrapped up some chapter in your life and you're kind of ready to embark on the next one. And this is what you're doing. You're kind of laying that foundation, those plans, and you're taking action this month to start that new initiative. And with the Ten of Pentacles here, this is really what you're doing isn't for immediate success. You're not looking for something for like here right now. You are thinking of that long-term picture, that long-term goal. And that's what you're thinking about: the next 5 years, the next 10 years, the next 15, next 20 years. You are thinking about what you can build and achieve and create. And this is really about you creating your legacy. And that's what you're thinking about this month. It's beautiful, beautiful energy. So I am going to pull some clarifiers, even though this is such a positive read. And again, even though I talk about, you know, leaving a legacy, and people automatically think of money and finances and houses and homes, it can be a legacy in terms of, like, you know, having children and then grandchildren. And so it could be your family, your relationships. It could be about your health and wellness. And, you know, if your health isn't so great, this could be you turning it around and, you know, knowing that you're going to be in the best shape of your life 15 years from now, like that kind of an energy. Okay, so we're going to clarify. Let's see, and we're going to take that one because it jumped. Okay. Okay, so it does look like you are starting something new. With this world energy of you having completed something, you do have the Initiate here, which is the Fool. This is the Wizard's Tarot, so the card is a little bit different. But the Initiate is the Fool energy, that Fool, embarking on something new, starting something brand new. And that is what it is that you're doing. You're taking all the experiences with the Ten of Wands. This is really, you know, you've completed something that was difficult and challenging, and you're ready to move on from it. What you were doing in the past, even though you successfully completed it, it was stressful. You felt like you had a lot on your shoulders here, but this energy has completed. It's ended. And as you start on something new, you're taking all the life lessons you've learned from this so you don't repeat that. So it's the next stage, the next step is less challenging, less stressful, and comes a little bit easier to you. And with the Page of Pentacles here, you know, this is you're just starting. You're starting something new that can create that stability, that foundation. Again, usually we talk about financial stability, material possessions, because it is Pentacles energy. It is that Earth energy. But this can just be building that foundation, a stable, solid, practical foundation in any area of your life here. But you do have the Nine of Swords here, so do know that, and especially in the last half of the month, you are going to have times where you're doubting. There's going to be that self-doubt, and there is going to be those little bits of worrying that come in. So just make sure, use that intuition, have faith in yourself, trust yourself. Make sure you have that King of Wands energy coming out in order to deal with this. And do know, with it being Swords energy, that's mental energy. So that means that it is really just you overthinking, overanalyzing. And once you stop doing that, you'll realize that there isn't really that much for you to be worried and stressed about. So I do feel like this is more related to, there's going to be times where you're just feeling some insecurities, Sagittarius. So I'm going to pull some Wisdom for Healing cards for each of those 2 weeks. So relinquish control is what you have here. So again, trust the universe, trust your intuition. You did have the High Priestess here. So rather than trying to force things, force your idea, force your plan, force that next step, that new stage, let your intuition be your guide. And you have remained centered. So in those times when you are kept up at night because your thoughts are spinning in your head, center yourself and remain centered, and that will help you through it. So now we're going to pull an Animal Speak rune. See what animal you resonate with this month. And you have You have the Raven, the shapeshifter here. So do know that for you, around you, the veil is very thin for you between the spirit world and this world. And you have that ability where you're receiving a lot of messages from your spirit guides because of that. So do listen to that. You're also in a place where there's transformation going on in your life. So just trust the process, trust your intuition. And when you have those moments of quiet time and you suddenly get those little inklings of inspiration, or, you know, that some epiphany that comes from nowhere, that's your spirit guides and your higher self speaking to you and trying to connect with you. So listen to that, those thoughts, those little epiphanies that come through, and be open to those coming through for you. So now we're going to finish up the reading with angel answers. So I need you to think of 2 questions. Simple questions, ones that could just require yes, no answer. So I'm going to pull for your first question, and the answer is romance. Okay, I'm not sure what your question was, but with romance, I see this as also being, you know, making sure that you're taking time to connect with others and having fun, really. And that helps you find your answers. And now we're going to do the second question. And you have yes. So your answer is yes. Excellent. So Sagittarius, this concludes your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, click on that notification bell. Stay safe, and I will see you next month. Take care.